Hello dear friends, welcome to another Daily Dose of Hope. Yesterday Dario encouraged us to call our grandparents more often, and this made Monica reflect more on the subject. 2 days ago, on Wednesday, it was the 35th anniversary of the death of Monica's beloved grandmother, Mumele, how she called her. When Monica was a child, she was always very impressed that her grandmother was born in 1896, so in the 19th century. For her, that was infinitely old. She also met her husband, Monica's grandfather, very late. She only became a mother when she was 35 years old. At this time, that was really, really old for a woman to become a mother. Today, this is normal. As a child, Monica was very often with her grandparents. They looked after her for a few hours or sometimes for days. Later, her siblings and she regularly did small chores for them. Mowing the lawn, buying food or flowers, conserving quinces, or inserting the thread into the sewing machine. Because the grandmother was a sewer, but she didn't see very well anymore. Monica's grandfather often sat at the table in the living room and read the Bible. He was a pious Protestant man whose severity and strictness was still visible in old age. But he was very dear to Monica and her siblings. Her grandmother, on the other hand, was a devout old Catholic. She always prayed for them when they had school exams or important events, or when they were heartbroken because a boy or a girl, and all kind of boo-boos. It was a quiet kind of comfort for Monica, like a secret. What Monica's realizing now is that as far as she remembers, her grandparents hardly ever left the house. Her grandfather was always kind of sick, and as we've already mentioned, her grandmother had very bad eyesight. They lived in a very small house in the area Neubad with a tiny front garden and a also very small garden out back. She doesn't remember them often being in the garden. Most of the time they were in the kitchen on the table or in the living room on the table. These were the two main focus points. In the beginning they didn't even have a television. There were a few books, maybe a magazine that they subscribed to, and also no newspapers. So nothing was going on there. And yet Monica always liked to be there. They always had time for her grandparents. Asked her about something about her day, about her life, told her something, let her talk and share. Sometimes it was always the same that they were talking about, but that did not matter. In the Bible, there is a short spotlight on two old people, the old prophetess Hannah and the old man Simeon. Both live in the temple, so to speak. Hannah and Simeon, they pray, they fast, they hope for the deliverance of Israel. They are awaiting the Messiah. When they see the little baby Jesus in the arms of Joseph and Mary, something happens to them that makes them believe that now their wishes and dreams come true. They are extremely touched by this encounter. Their tongue loosens and they praise God, the living. They sing and pray. Simeon takes the child in his arms, and the sweet scent of the tiny human being, the sight of the small hands and feet, the little fingers, the skin, and the attentive looking eyes, let him see back on his long life. on his circle of life, which is coming to an end and begins again with a newborn. When he looks into Jesus' eyes, he sees new horizons emerging. It is an intimate moment of happiness. Something very deep and unique happens. Hannah speaks to all people present about the Messiah, the good life for all. Although she is old, she gives the listeners perspectives and courage to live. It is a strong image that the encounter with a small child helps two old people to conclude their own lives, fully satisfied, and gives the younger ones perspective and hope. This is such a valuable legacy. Monica's grandparents have long been in heaven, and also two of my own grandparents have been gone for many years now. I wish you all and all the elderly and aging people that their days are filled with gratitude and acceptance of what was and what is to come. Perhaps you would like to telephone some elderly people that you know, like Dario did yesterday, or you can also call, as usual, our pastoral care phone. Be blessed, be a blessing for others.